Previously on Ace Attorney.
And is there a record of the number of people who passed through that door yesterday?
Yeah, there was only 3. The defendant, the victim, and the director of the Space Center, Yuri Cosmos. Then doesn't that mean it's possible that the director is the one who did it? Not a chance. He was in the main building when the bombs exploded at 9:28. You ever hear of a timer? Doing his job directing the launch. Besides having an alibi, he has no motive for committing these senseless acts. Yeah, well, your motive for Starbuck is pretty damn thin itself. But he has a point. I guess the director can't be considered a suspect. For now. Hello! I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Ace Attorney. And the continuation of the trial of Solomon Starbuck, who has just taken the stand.
Witness, your name and occupation, please.
Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen?
Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony?
No.
Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations.
Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence!
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he going to be all right up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. Let me guess. Witness testimony. I didn't kill him. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him. Well, he perked up a little bit.
So you assert you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim?
And I bet you think I'm lying, right?
I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony.
I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who'd wear a suit like that except an astronaut? Well, okay, cosplayer maybe, but...
I will say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lives up to fantasy.
Never meet your heroes.
I never said you were my hero, Mr. Starbuck.
I guess I'm just a big disappointment.
Yes, actually you are.
I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. Wait, what? What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sign of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago? Wait, what? That was him? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. Question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun shy now. It's time to find out the truth. Cross-examination, start. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at that time? Of course. He was alive and well.
Silence!
If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well and silenced him permanently with this? Why, no, black hole confirmed dead ahead. Ah, it's no good, Captain. I'm getting sucked in.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you are not in space. Please give your testimony seriously. Yeah, it was just nerves, but maybe I shouldn't have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over. Those are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Well, not complete opposite. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay. Oh, wait. Back.
Hold it!
Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area? The one that's broken? That's right, we always use it to get to and from the cockpit. That makes sense, so he was just using the route he always used. In spite of the fact that there had just been an explosion? Huh? I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Ray had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate.
Hold it!
Passed out? Why was he passed out? Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. It's little wonder a person would pass out, right? That, I guess. Not that I know. Yet. I've been hit by space debris. The main engine's on fire. It's gonna blow. Yes, I see. Guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially if the person in question is Mr. Starbuck. Anyway. I'm getting the impression that he might have just a little bit of PTSD. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him.
Hold it!
Don't worry, I understand. I'll make sure everything turns out all right. But everyone's glaring at me like I did it. Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that. And how am I supposed to do that? Try to imagine how he's feeling and use that to figure out how to boost his confidence. Mr. Starbuck, think back to what Clay used to always say. It's times like these when he would repeat, "I'm fine" to himself. I'm fine? Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot. Well, even if I shout at Clay, we'll still be dead. What's the use? Somebody please reassure me now. Apollo, there's something strange about Mr. Starbuck's testimony. Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. There's a glaring contradiction. Just not great for us. Just wonder why it's there and what it means for our case. Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least. I guess I'll have to show some evidence. Okay. Bombing report, okay. Yeah.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level.
What makes you say that, Mr. Justice?
Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames.
Oh, you're right. Which means...
Exactly. The Launchpad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. Now, what's with the helmet? Mission command, do you read me? Come in, please.
Objection!
This is mission command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. Ah! My helmet! Ah! My oxygen tank! Oxygen concentration and body temperature declining, requesting medical assistance. Are you done now?
Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you have lost consciousness and stand back up.
I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement about how you used the middle level elevator? I was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually took a different route, I think. A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. There! I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean, probably. Probably.
It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you accuracy is paramount in court.
Witness testimony. My escape route. Let's see. My escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. Use that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Terran here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah. The capsule contains asteroid samples. Aren't you meant to bring asteroid samples back from space? Why are you taking asteroid samples into space? Oh, that's it's a plot hole. Yeah, that's it, a plot hole. It's invaluable as research material. With a spacesuit on, clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. First of all, what's really in that capsule? I don't think it's asteroid samples. The plot does get a little ropey from time to time, but I don't think the writers would have made that glaring of a mistake. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is writing on your testimony. Maybe I am guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. It's more comfortable than a spaceship. Cross-examination, start. Let's see, my escape route, what I said before was a mistake.
Hold it!
How could you mistake such a basic fact? Sorry, everyone makes mistakes, but try thinking about the vastness of space instead. From Earth, it takes 4 light years to travel to our nearest neighboring star. So you see, compared to the vast expanse of space, human error is insignificant. I wish you'd consider it just a little more significant than 0. Enough jabbering, get on with your testimony. Nah. I remember now I took a different route. Maybe. Probably.
Hold it!
Maybe. Probably. Did I hear you right, Mr. Starbuck? Yeah, haven't you ever done that thing where you're driving home and you're just kind of zone out and you have absolutely no idea how you got there? It's kind of like your brain goes on autopilot and you just zone out and you're listening to a podcast or something and you're trying to figure out what you're going to have for dinner, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're home. You have no idea how you got there. But I didn't say either of those things. Mission control, please come in, please. An error has occurred in the sound system. Activate the emergency tin can telephone. Sorry? Oh no! Our tin can telephones are ineffective in the vacuum of space!
Silence.
In space, no one can inquire about your car's extended warranty. Stop this nonsense, or I will sever you and your tin can telephone. No, all right, I'm begging you. I'll tell the truth. Just don't sever anything. Apollo, is he going to be all right? I'm starting to think he's not. Besides, aren't you the one with the degree in psychology? Why are you asking me? Let's see. So, about when we were running away, with the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
Hold it!
The upper level of the launch pad area? That's right. That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, that route does exist. So, to recap, you had clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand. Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up. So even though clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my other hand. I don't think the meaning of what he just said has hit him yet. You know what you have to do with that statement, Justice Dono. Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. It's time to present some evidence. So, Mr. Starbuck escaped with clay and the capsule, which means it's just like in the footage. I can see why he couldn't run, though. He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself. Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could have even walked under those circumstances. Walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage. All right. How did you use the ladder? Let's see. Yeah, this one. Is this it? Yeah, I guess so.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see, the Earth is blue. No, that's not right. I guess the Earth isn't blue? Yeah, that's it. The truth, Mr. Starbuck. The oxygen concentration is super low in this area. Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks!
Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please, help draw out the truth for him.
Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as this was along the escape route. Yeah.
Take that!
To get down from the upper to the middle level where the Launchpad 1 corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course. That's the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him at over 200 pounds. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
But the Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other, is impossible, wouldn't you say? So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth. Now! Hey, the engineer! Where's that engineer? Oxygen leak detected due to faulty maintenance. Evacuate immediately! What the? He's flying the coop! Help! I'm caught on the ceiling! Help? Anyone?
Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch a rescue mission at once.
We have a cherry picker? Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned. I'd rather prove his innocence so we can go to space again someday for real. Oh, he certainly is a space cadet.
Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground?
Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Not that. Anything but that. What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. It appears Spaceboy is prone to deception. Witness. Yes? I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect. Prosecutor Blackwell, please! Please don't talk about that! What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Didn't I already state that Spaceboy is, ironically, terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before the launch. For you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. Ow. I sense things are about to nosedive. You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation, too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It was found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it. How could that be? Somebody must have slept him to me. But I guess that's why, that's why I don't remember, because of the side effects. Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened. Really?
Order in the court.
You can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, this certainly explains why his testimony kept changing. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anybody to find out he was terrified of going into space. Maybe I really did do it? Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. Guys? So what is it? A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice Dono. Ow. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder. I was afraid you'd say that.
Oh my, I see. And then the defendant could climb down with his free hand.
Objection!
Drop the body down? Who would do such a disrespectful thing? A murderer, Justice Dono. A murderer. Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. So you are capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct. Oh, let me guess. Huh? What's this? It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. Oh. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am, for they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Yeah, I doubt that. Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. You don't watch Mythbusters, do you, Apollo? Yet, according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence.
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Dono. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of the fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should, and yet, through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target. What are the chances? You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself with the knowledge of how the suits work. He's got me there. And now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran.
No.
Here. The report regarding the astronauts' oxygen tanks. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment across the river Styx. Okay, victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendants had 80%. Remaining oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder. Hey, this report is pretty detailed. Let's see, the display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. No. I guess that means these glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen in the tank. Is that 50 or 05? I'm done for. Oh my God, he didn't carry Clay out. Clay carried him out. I'm going to prison instead of space! Space boy. Yes? Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful even when viewed through bars. I mean, the stars are seen from prison? That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. It's not a half bad thought. Mr. Starbuck? Scooter Blackwell got to him good. Spaceship prison cell flying me, my guilt, and my despair into the deepest, darkest space. And then let's get sucked into a black hole together!
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh. Yes, Apollo? You know, Clay really looked up to you. He said you are an incredible man. He said you'd never give up on your dreams and passion for space, no matter the situation. He said that? So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Taryn. For Clay. You're wasting your breath. And... He doesn't remember anything because he was unconscious. Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now. Mr. Starbuck, I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of my life's mission. Right, we'll both be fine. I'll prove you innocent. You'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space. Rah! You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul. I'm on fire. I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself. This is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let you and Clay down. All the dash. The sun, the moon, all of space is calling me, Solomon Soul Starbuck. Ready for launch. Begin the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off! I think he may still be suffering from hypoxia.
Well, feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch.
Apollo, you did it! You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip over Mr. Starbuck. I can't take the credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. If you simpletons are done massaging one another's egos, no matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your baldness? Can't let up now. I have to stop Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it back into space. No. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think. If the only people on Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck, and if Clay was already dead by the time this footage was taken, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is if I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case I should be able to find some contradiction in the evidence itself. Now let's see about this data that we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm going to prove that false, then there must be something I can use here. Yeah. Enough of this farce, you boldness. Let's have your verdict.
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush the verdict. But about this oxygen tank data you submitted just now. It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining, while Mr. Terran's had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. Then I guess it simply means that it's faulty as evidence goes. You will explain what you mean, Justice Dono. It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case. Take a look here at the detailed description and you'll see what I mean.
I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory.
Yes, Your Honor, right away. This is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to. Where's the damn photo? Oh, right. It's a video.
Take that!
And how does this evidence present a contradiction?
The problem is this part here.
Take that!
Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Terran.
It appears to say 50.
Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining.
The oxygen in the tank increased?
I see Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there's a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical.
Oh my, you're absolutely right. What is going on here?
Silence!
I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be as odd as if my rations were to increase. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that it is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse.
Objection!
Actually, it does exactly that. I'm going to bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase, just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical. We can't overlook it.
Silence!
In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle of the mysteriously increasing oxygen? You'd better not disappoint or I'll declare the inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction.
Prosecutor Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So, do you think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased?
Of course I can. The thing to do at a time like this is turn my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on this oxygen tank should have shown an 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not, why did the oxygen level increase? But what had to happen to make it look like it increased? Am I making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here? No.
Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. The victim was carrying the defendant. What if it was the other way around?
The other way around? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out, this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran at all. It was Mr. Terran who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge.
It was what? Order! Order! Mr. Justice! You mean to tell me that the person on the right in this image is the victim, Clay Terran?
It's the only way the riddle of the increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0%. That's right. There's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. This means Mr. Terran was alive as they made their escape to the lounge.
Silence!
How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time. How did he descend the ladder with his arms full?
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with a broken blade. Excuse me? It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that matter needs further investigating. But we have proven that Mr. Terran was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims and opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. There were two people who claimed to be the first on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see, the two people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? No, I think the power outage took out the security camera. And somebody arrived before they did. But that's also possible. We might have to do a little more digging.
It seems we'll have to hear the testimony of these first two people on the scene.
Score!
Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in court right now. Bailiff, could you please show Detective Arm to the stand?
Me? Oh, you. I have an announcement, everyone.
Well, what's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here.
Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. A bomb was defused, but it's about to explode.
Explode!
Wait, what? The bomb? Now? Ah, everybody run! Eek! I don't want to die! Oh no! Everybody's panicking!
Silence!
Headless chickens with a death wish, the lot of you. Calm yourselves before all else. Come on, Apollo, let's get out of here. But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream, and who will carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow the truth up forever. I refuse to let things end here. Apollo, this is no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're all gonna die. Come on, this way. Ow, let me go. Okay, I was wrong. Apparently, we don't get the verdict before the explosion. Apollo!
Juniper, she hasn't evacuated yet? Juniper, are you all right?
Apollo, no, not that way.
Ah!
Bleh. Well then, to be continued in the next episode. To the outro. Well then, that was dramatic. So I guess the trial resumes after the trial of Tonate. I suppose it doesn't actually matter. What matters is that Clay carried Starbuck out of the launch tower, the power outage knocked out the security cameras, probably, and some third party stabbed Clay. Now, as for the disparity between the two oxygen tanks, the exertion of carrying Starbuck could have caused Clay's oxygen to deplete to 50% while the unconscious Starbucks was at 80, and the stabbing could have allowed all of the oxygen to escape, or possibly that evacuation happened when Philip Wright removed his helmet. More likely is that Clay's suit was breached in the explosion, and shortly after the security footage was taken, he passed out due to hypoxia, whereupon the aforementioned third party took the opportunity to stab him for some reason. Also, I very much doubt that the canister Clay carried out of the rocket contained asteroid samples. Why would anyone take asteroid samples back into space? I think that finding out what was actually in that capsule will be instrumental in figuring out who killed Clay and why. Anywho, Up here's a playlist of my Persona 3 Portable playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Also, if you'd like to help support a fuzzy little monster and get videos a week early, we have channel memberships for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!